Another shout out goes to Rowdy C, someone who follows the channel awesome model of having plots and being snarky while reviewing the worst TV shows and TV specials that have been on television. It's very fascinating to see what has been on TV for good or bad or obscure that's worth learning more about. And very much like the Blockbuster Buster or Lintara or Doug Walker, he brings that same personality, look, and feel popularized by Channel Awesome, and definitely deserves the same recognition. Out to Dark Matter Marshmallows. This is a group of people who all do reviewing and reacting together. They all wear funny, unique, fun hats while doing so, and come to us from across the seas in the British area. They have a great chemistry together and could very easily fit any number of nominated categories, including bromance. Mad Munchkin, another nomination for the Girl Power category, also a reviewer of the My Little Pony series, and a really great artist with a lot of insight into how art should be done and how art should be treated. Very great personality, very nice character look, and very nice spare characters. All the others made her show even more fun than it would be if it was straight up just her talking about stuff. Nowacking, I nominated also in the Girl Power category. She's a voice actor who is known for the My Little Pony character of Vinyl Stretch. She's done Vinyl Stretch in almost every fan animation, even though I don't know how to contact her and ask her to be in my work as well. I definitely cannot see anyone else voicing this character. She is just that iconic of a voice actor for Vinyl Stretch. It would be almost a crime not to use her while using that particular character. And a special shout out to Gamer Chick. She does a lot of Harvest Moon games and other games in that genre, and not just the slice of life stuff either, but she's lots of fun, definitely worth checking out. Lucahjin, another gamer, very funny stuff, right up there with Dame Grumps, very hilarious, a lot of blind and non-blind LPs, especially enjoyable and hilariously funny when the game gets particularly or possibly sexual in some intentional or unintentional way, or if the game includes horses. HCBaily, probably one of the biggest names in video gaming, does a lot of Squaresoft and other related RPGs, does them very expertly, shows off all the little tricks and secrets of the game, basically practices and rehearses the game until he has it absolutely perfect before he does an episode on it. So it's not a blind experience as much as it is an expert run. He's got a great voice, great personality, lots of great catchphrases, definitely worth checking out if you're looking for an RPG video game let's play. The K-Wings are a husband and wife team who do a lot of video games in the DC and Marvel comic book genre. They do all the Batman video games, Spider-Man video games, every superhero who has a video game, they cover those. If you're a comic book fan and also enjoy video games and like to know more about comic book video games, definitely check the K-Wings out. They even have a segment during their Lego series where they give the history of the comic book characters who are in the video game, so you gain a little extra education and knowledge as you watch the gameplay. Definitely worth checking out their stuff. A special shout out to CinemaSins. This is something that is very much imitated, but very seldomly equaled. Lots of people try to do CinemaSins. Very few do it successfully. CinemaSins is a YouTube series where they take a movie and they count out every little thing that they can nitpick about the movie. Stuff that the movie got wrong, mistakes that were made within the movie, plot holes, flaws in logic, anything in a movie or episode that just doesn't make sense. It's had a lot of spin-offs, a lot of imitators. It's a huge name in YouTube videos, and I'm surprised nobody else fought to nominate it. Shout out to Ponies in The Sims. This is one of the things that inspired me to do Sim Equestria. And Ponies in The Sims is an animation about what My Little Pony would be like if it was also a Sims game. There's 3 episodes up, and when I saw these, I thought I could do this for real. Let's see if I can take real Sims in a real Sims game and make them really look like ponies and make their world really fit the technological limitations of Equestria. And so far I've been pretty good with that. Shout out to Mega64. This is a group of people who dress up as video game characters, and through a candid camera, hidden camera style video filming, they run around as those video game characters in real life, doing the weird things those video game characters are known for doing, and they try to see how real people would react to video game characters doing weird stuff in real life that makes sense in a video game but doesn't make sense in real life. It's very fascinating stuff to watch, but something that I haven't kept up with and haven't seen new content of. But definitely something worth giving a shout out. And we end our shout out segments for now with the 2 names I was most surprised didn't get nominated and put into the voting sequence. People I nominated, but the GT Awards didn't put them into the voting sequence. And these are the 2 names that made me want to do shout outs for everybody who didn't make it. These are television reviewers who review TV shows. But unlike everybody else who has also reviewed TV shows, these 2 guys have worked hard at what they do. They don't just put up their reviews. They don't just put up a still image and review a show while playing some clips. These are people who have taken chances, who have had their videos taken down, who have had their channel taken down, who have gotten all kinds of copyright strikes and third-party stuff and have put up with tons of junk on the way up. These are people who take clips from lots of shows, lots of networks, and have put forth tons more effort in what they do than what anyone else does. And this is a shout out to the mysterious Mr. Enter, who looks at both good and bad things in the world of animation, whether it's TV shows or movies. He takes a look at them, even looking at fan content and original stuff on the internet. He looks at the good and the bad, and he explains why the good is good, he explains why the bad is bad, and basically rants and vents his frustrations and praises over his favorite medium. Matt McKinney is the other shout out, and he does the Star Trek POS series. He's a guy who loves Star Trek, and that's why he hates bad Star Trek. And he takes the time every time he does his episodes to point out the best and worst of Star Trek. When you have a bad episode, you look at what makes that episode bad, why it was bad, and what could have been done to make it better. When you have a good episode, you look at what it was good and why it was good, and you remind yourself that even though a lot of ridiculous, stupid things happen in Star Trek, a lot of good comes out of it as well. Both of these guys definitely deserve the recognition for everything they've put up with, every battle that they've fought and won, and everything that they've done to stay on YouTube and to keep their shows going. Every obstacle they've overcome, and all of the work they've done, not just looking at one episode, but taking clips from multiple episodes and putting them into the videos. It's a lot harder to look at tons of video content and edit it together in one video than it is to review stuff from one episode at a time and not use clips from other shows. And that is it for my shout outs. There are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons more people, but that's more people than I have time to put into one video, more than I have time to talk about during one talking session, more than I want to record in one recording session, and more than I can tolerate talking and standing without getting worn out and a sore throat. That wraps everything up. Thank you for watching, and good night.